Yes, everyone watching this video right now will one day inevitably encounter the Bridge of Sirat, established over hell, the final stop just before paradise. Subscribe. But who will manage to cross the Sirat Bridge? Look, it's quite important to know how to cross from here to the other side without falling off the bridge while we are still alive. Because at the end of the road, there is a very valuable door. Subscribe, Yahoo! The hour had arrived. The angel Azrael had taken the soul of every living being. Only Azrael, alayhi salam, and Allah, azza wa jalla, remained, even from among the angels. Then it was Azrael's turn to have his soul taken. Allahu Ta'ala himself took the soul of Azrael, who had been tasked with taking souls from the very beginning. Now not a single living being remained. A great silence dominated the universe. But this silence would not last long, because Allah restored the angel Israfil to life so he could blow the trumpet a second time. Now you will witness the first stages of our new life. With the angel Israfil blowing the trumpet again, along with jinn and humans, animals will also be resurrected and gather in the field of gathering, Mashar. Subscribe. After our long and silent wait in that field, the time of reckoning will come. Our records of deeds will be brought down before us, one by one. What is written in these records? Our entire life. The Kiraman Katibin angels, the two angels who were positioned on our right and left throughout our lives, tasked with recording all our good and bad deeds, have filled these records belonging to us throughout our entire lives. Now it is time to give a complete account for every detail written in the records. In the Holy Quran it is said, "Woe to us! What is this record? It leaves out nothing, small or large, but counts everything." This record will be handed to those destined for paradise from their right hand, and to those destined for hell from their left hand or from behind them. Now it is time for the stage of the scales, Mizan. A measuring instrument like a scale will determine whether our good deeds or our sins weigh heavier. By the way, it's a good time for a brief clarification. Yes, it is beneficial right now. Although we make some analogies, the truest knowledge of their real forms and appearances belongs to Almighty Allah. I am only visualizing and interpreting in a metaphorical sense, as far as has been conveyed to us and as our imagination foresees. Whether it is the Sirat Bridge or all the places and details, the truest knowledge of all of them belongs to Allah. Then, after the stage of the scales, we come to the final obstacle on the road to the gate of paradise, the Sirat Bridge, built over hell and consisting of 7 stations. The Sirat Bridge has hell immediately below it. Depending on the answers to the questions we will be asked, we will either cross this 7-station bridge without encountering any obstacle, reach the gate of paradise, and enter, or we will fall down into hell before even reaching the end of the bridge. So now, let's examine the Sirat Bridge more closely. This is a path established between paradise and hell. At the end of the road lies paradise, where we will attain eternal peace and be together forever with our loved ones. But we are still at the beginning of the bridge. Our Prophet, alayhi salatu wasalam, has given us very important information about who will cross this bridge and how. I have indicated the verses and hadiths as sources in the video description. On the day of gathering, people will be experiencing such a terrifying and distressing period that everyone will be preoccupied with their own concerns. No one will see anyone else. It will be so difficult that even the prophets, affected by the emotion of the gathering, will be concerned with themselves. In such an atmosphere, while even the prophets say, "Myself, myself," our Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam will not refrain from praying to Allahu Ta'ala, saying, "My ummah," to forgive his nation. And with the permission granted to him by Allah, he will be waiting at the head of the Sirat Bridge to show his intercession for us. The first group to be called to account on the Sirat Bridge will be the nation of Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam. It is a bridge sharper than a sword and finer than a hair. Here, feet slip, cannot find firm footing, and the path is full of obstacles. This road consists of 7 stations. Some people will cross this bridge as quickly as a flying bird or a running noble horse, easily reaching the gate of paradise. According to the deeds we performed in the world, some of us will get caught on the obstacles on the bridge and fall terribly into the fire of hell. Some of us will cross this bridge crawling, with great difficulty, as if clinging to the bridge with our hands, slowly. Some will cross with such speed that they won't even realize they have crossed the bridge. They will have already reached their destination. How fast we can cross the bridge will depend on the light, nur, of our faith. The light of some believers crossing will be so strong that the hellfire below will call out, "O believer, pass quickly, because your light is causing me to be extinguished." In another hadith, it is stated that the Sirat Bridge will not disturb the martyrs. So whether we go to paradise or hell, the 7 stations and 7 questions that will determine whether we cross the Sirat Bridge without problems, which we must definitely pass through. Subscribe. Subscribe. The first subject we will be questioned about on the bridge is faith, Iman. We will be asked, did we embrace the belief we possessed with peace of heart? Did we believe in it sincerely and wholeheartedly? If there is no problem in our belief in Allah, the angels, the books, the prophets, and the hereafter, we will proceed to the second station on the bridge with a speed proportional to the degree of our faith, slowly, getting caught on obstacles, or quickly advancing, or we will fall into hell and have to suffer its punishment, the extent of which only Allahu Ta'ala knows. At the second station of the Sirat Bridge, we will be asked about the prayer, Salah, our duty of servitude to our Creator, Almighty Allah, which we are obliged to perform at all times. This act of worship, which is obligatory 5 times a day for all men and women who have reached puberty and are of sound mind, will definitely confront us regarding whether we will progress on the bridge. Our Prophet, alayhi salatu wasalam, advised parents to teach their children to pray and to command them to do so when the time comes. If we still manage to remain on the bridge, let's continue. There is a right for the poor in the wealth of the rich. At the third station, we will be asked whether we shared the wealth we possessed at a certain rate with those in need. That is, almsgiving, zakat. Don't misunderstand it as if one needs to be rich to give zakat. Of course, there are specific conditions for giving zakat. Those who do not know the full details must definitely learn. Because if what you have is more than your need, you are obliged to share a portion of it regularly every year with the poor and needy. Of course, we must first give our zakat for the sake of Allah's pleasure, and then we should remember that this will confront us on the Sirat Bridge. Fasting, Psalm, one of the 5 pillars of Islam, will meet us in this part of the bridge. If we have fulfilled our fasting worship as prescribed, it means we have taken one step closer to paradise. Subscribe. If we have come to the next station without injury or problem, the issue that will confront us here is Hajj, pilgrimage. If your financial situation allows it, meaning besides your essential needs, you have the financial means to sustain your life and the lives of the family members you are responsible for until you return from Hajj, then we are obliged to perform Hajj, one of the pillars of Islam. That is, if we have visited the Kaaba and the special places ordained for worship around it within the specified time, in the proper manner, and performed the required acts, we will have no obstacle at the 5th station of the Sirat Bridge and can proceed to the next stage. Whether we pass this stage of the bridge or not will be determined by how we treated our parents and our relationships with our relatives. It is said, whoever maintains family ties, Allah will maintain ties with him. Therefore, we should not forget our relatives and should visit them. It is stated that Allah wants you to do good, even to relatives who have wronged you. A person who wants their sustenance to increase and their life to be extended must visit and care for their relatives. Whatever happens, not failing in respect towards parents and fulfilling our filial duty towards them will help you pass to the final stage before paradise on the Sirat Bridge. But of course, there is another very important issue. Rights owed to other people. Hukuk al-ibad. If you stole, oppressed, cursed people, usurped their rights, tortured animals, deceived or cheated anyone, one by one, these will confront us here. Subscribe. And we have come to the last station before paradise. If you gave the necessary importance to purity, tahara, throughout your life, meaning if you fulfilled the cleanliness rules that Allahu Ta'ala expects from us, then you will have no need to worry at this final stage of the Sirat Bridge. And now it means you have arrived at the gate of paradise, where you will find eternal happiness and peace. And if they have also earned it, you will be together forever with your old friends, relatives, and loved ones. Of course, let's not forget this. Our being granted paradise will be through Allah's mercy, forgiveness, and the intercession of our Prophet, alayhi salatu wassalam. The believers who succeed in crossing the Sirat Bridge will encounter two springs here. They will bathe in one and drink from the other. Thus, after attaining both physical and spiritual cleanliness, you will meet the angels waiting for us at the gate of paradise. As stated in Surah Az-Zumar, the angels will say, "Peace be upon you, you have done well, so enter here to abide eternally." Immediately after, special garments prepared for paradise will be dressed upon you by the angels. And now you are there. Subscribe. Subscribe.